The City Council's new policy for freedom camping is upsetting some seaside residents. Campers are piling up at the Ocean View Reserve near Brighton, which is one of just 2 designated sites. Saddle Hill Community Board Chairman Scott Weatherall joins us to explain the situation. Good evening.
Hi, Rebecca.
So what's happening at Ocean View?
Well, the reality is it's an overly successful program. The council kind of underestimated the amount of people that wanted to come and enjoy the southern coast, and we probably just didn't allocate enough space.
How many campervans would be manageable?
The council are working towards a limited area rather than actual number, and that seems to be effective. I guess the only challenge is there's so many people that want to cram into a little space, and that's where I guess raises some of the concerns for us, which is around some health and safety stuff, around potential gas bottles exploding and things like that.
How many people are we talking at the peak?
So there's about 30 to 35 vehicles that will stay at Brighton or Ocean View site on an average night.
So what are the new rules for camping?
So there's a bylaw in place, and which, as you mentioned, they can stay at either Warrington or Ocean View site. They can stay within the limited space that's provided, which is clearly marked with signs. And the reality is they can arrive late afternoon and leave ideally by 8:30 in the morning.
Are the rules being followed?
For the majority they are, yep. So the council have, via their contractor, have issued a number of infringement notices, and that is because the reality is we've got too many people trying to stay at the one site. But since those infringements have been increased, and with some really recent media coverage, we've seen through social media that the sites have lessened back to, I guess, people living within the areas that we've requested.
Do you know what those fines were for?
Predominantly just camping outside the identified area.
So what do the residents in the area want to see happen?
So there's a couple of residents that I guess are less enjoying of the fact that there's a number of overseas tourists staying so close to them. The reality is the majority of people, and a high majority of people, are actually really enjoying the program. We just got to kind of get the right mix, and I guess therefore the right number, and ensure that the program's managed well, decrease the amount of litter, and ensure that the toilets are maintained well. And for the majority of the fact, actually, that is being followed.
Is the community board going to step in at all?
Yeah, so we have regular meetings, and I just had a meeting this afternoon, and we work on behalf of the residents. Absolutely we do, but it's actually an ongoing positive relationship that we've got with the council, and we'll review it at the end of the summer, absolutely, and we'll look at a couple of areas potentially to actually expand the number of camping sites rather than stop all freedom camping on our coastline.
Is this something that the police should be involved in?
I don't believe so, because there's actually no need for it. As if a person's camping outside the area, then they get an infringement by the council contractor, and for the majority of the fact, the number of people are paying those infringement notices, and I know that's a concern amongst residents, but they are actually paying those, and it's actually it's a really positive program.
What are the options for alleviating, I guess, the cluster of people in just these 2 areas? I mean, obviously opening up some more sites is one of them. Yeah,
so that would be our push, to be fair. And I guess the council's push is still that people ideally would camp in the identified camping grounds as a primary site, and then the self-contained campers can effectively camp anywhere they want, really, other than cemeteries, and enjoy the coastline.
Are residents taking matters into their own hands at all?
Not that I've seen, no.
Well, that's short and sweet. Saddle Hill Community Board Chairman Scott Weatherall, thanks very much for your time.
My pleasure, thank you.